What's up, everybody? Football fans, unite. Come on in. Uh, Thank y'all for putting up with me. We're going to get ready to get started. We're going to talk about some of these games. I would normally come on Monday night and do it, but got a pretty big game coming up, Titans and Bills, and we'll talk about that pretty much all tomorrow. So tonight, definitely want to give some love to some of the other teams around the league. So we're going to get ready to get started with the Truth League Report Week 2 recap. Of course, the Packers-Bears game going on as we speak. And so we're going to get into some of these other games, and we are going to go ahead and get started in less than 6.
Good evening, Titan Nation. How's everybody?
What's going on, Titan Nation? Welcome in to the Truth League Report. I'm your man, Chris, a.k.a. Blue Enforcer, a.k.a. The Truth, and we are going to have a very good episode on this evening. Definitely make sure y'all share this show out. Definitely share it out on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. Definitely share this out. I'm going to be doing the same in just a bit. Had to take care of some family business, which is why I haven't been able to share out as much as I probably should have on this. But we are definitely going to go ahead and get into this show. We're going to be talking quite a bit of NFL. And there were some wild and crazy games that happened today, some improbable things that definitely happened. We'll have my top 5 games. We'll have my top 5 games of the day, and also my top 5 ballers of the game as well. So definitely stay tuned for that. Again, definitely make sure y'all share this show out. If you want some Titans of Truth gear, definitely get with me, whether on any of the pages below, or you can hit my email at canewell817@gmail.com. For any t-shirts, you can hit up Miss Latoya Akinyemi at Queen Butterfly Tees on Instagram, or queenbutterflytees@gmail.com. And if you want a hat like the red one that you see in the picture, or like this blue one that I have on right now, he can do it in your team's colors. You can check him out at Out the Crib Customs. That's at out_the_crib_customs. And he can definitely hook you up with something very, very cool on that. So definitely make sure you check him out right there. So let's get into some of these crazy games that definitely went down. And again, you have these shows right here. You have the places where you can connect, whether it be on Instagram, on Facebook, TNT Enforcers, on Twitter at TNT Blue Enforcer, also on Instagram at Titans_N_Truth. You can definitely check that out right there. But let's go ahead and get into some of these crazy tail games. We have some scores going across the board. As you see at the bottom, right now, the Sunday night game that we have going on, Green Bay 10, Chicago 7 right now as they go through the second quarter. And I see we have some people on. AZ Mick, what's up with you? Ian says Colts and Ravens lost. How sweet it is. Chandra saying tighten up. Ravens, we're definitely going to talk about that. DO9, what's going on? Landon says Jack did it again. You called it. Colts lost, but we still got to win too. So that's definitely something worth talking about. So, there were some crazy games that happened in the NFL today. And we're going to get into our top 5 games from this weekend. An honorable mention I'm going to give the 6th game was, I would say, the Patriots and the Steelers was a pretty good game. I was actually watching and listening to some of that game. I had to take a road trip today. I had to take a road trip today. I had to go take care of something for family in Missouri, and then I had to come back. So I was able to listen to that game in particular, and it was a fight. It was a fight of a game. I was actually very impressed with both teams. Definitely the Patriots, with Mac Jones, because I clearly thought the Steelers were going to pull the upset, and they almost did. They were coming back. They were they were at one point down 17-6. They got it to 17-14, but just not able to get it any closer. Didn't like the fact that I lost a bet there, but if I did +3, I would have at least pushed. So, again, that was a very good game. But game number 5, and also we're going to get into that. Again, also, smash that like button if you could for me, and spread the word out, whether it's on Facebook or whether it's on YouTube. Definitely spread the word out to everybody, to all of the groups and everything. So definitely spread that out to everybody, and so that way everybody knows that the show is going on. And that's actually what I'm doing right now. And if you haven't already subscribed to the show, go ahead and subscribe to the show, and we will definitely get right on in to get right into these top 5 games. So, starting at number 5 is, and make sure you also check on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcast, and Google Podcast as well. Checking in at number 5. What a game. The Dallas Cowboys and the Cincinnati Bengals. And I have to admit, Cooper Rush, 2 starts, 2 wins, and looks like he's going to be the quarterback going on for the foreseeable future. So I have to admit, I am extremely impressed with this guy. What he did and everything. Very impressive indeed. I honestly did not give the Cowboys a prayer to win this game. I thought Cincinnati was going to beat the crap out of them. I thought they were going to spank them, but it did not happen. And you got some guys making big plays on both sides of the ball that we're definitely going to get to. And I just, early on, it was all Cowboys early on. And then the comeback was made. At one point it was 14-3 in favor of Dallas. And then Cincinnati started making a comeback, got to 17-9. Then they tied it up at 17. But of course, the Cowboys ended up taking care of business at the end of the day. So, very impressed by the Dallas Cowboys. As much as I, hate to give any Dallas Cowgirl fans any credit or any love, I got to give it to them on this one. So, definitely a very impressive win for the Dallas Cowboys as a whole. So I thought that was a great game at number 5. Number 4, things got a little wild in LA. The LA Rams end up pulling it out 31-27 over the Atlanta Falcons. And at one point, the Rams were beating the everlasting stew out of the Atlanta Falcons. Marcus throwing 2 interceptions, and Matt Stafford and the gang were in cruise control. But then some things started happening. You know, a big defensive turnover happened and things like that. And so it ended up almost turning this game on its head. And so what ended up happening is the Falcons nearly came back and pulled an upset, but the Rams were able to hold on for that 31-27 victory. I just thought that was insane how that happened. Insane how all of that went down. And it is, you know, hats off to the Rams. They held on, but the Falcons, you know, definitely, you know, tried to make a huge comeback. It just fell a little bit short. Game number 3 that I thought was impressive. Again, we're going to stay out west. The Las Vegas Raiders choking a game away. They were dominating the Arizona Cardinals. At one point, we're up 23-7, looking like everything was A-okay, and they were just going to cruise to victory. And Arizona, behind behind Kyler Murray, said, "Not so fast, my friend." So not only do the Cardinals come back, Kyler Murray gets that game-time running touchdown, finds A.J. Green in the back of the end zone for the 2-point conversion. The Arizona defense comes up big with a big fumble recovery of Hunter Renfrow, runs it back the other way for a score, and that ended any hopes that the Raiders had. A absolutely crazy turn of events in that particular game, and that's not even the wildest or craziest game that happened on this Sunday, which leads me to my number 2 game. The Jets coming all the way back from behind and beating the Cleveland Browns in Cleveland 31-30. How crazy was this game? At one point, with about 1:50 to go in the game, the Browns score a touchdown with Nick Chubb to go up by 2 scores, up 30-17. And the Jets come back and score 14 points in a little over a minute and a half. In a minute and a half, 2 touchdowns. Flacco goes deep to Corey Davis, and I don't know what coverage the Browns were in that situation, but they completely blew coverage, left Corey Davis wide open. I could have caught that football and ran in and got that touchdown and basically got them back within 7 at 32-24, and then they get the onside kick, recover that, and then Garrett Wilson, who is putting on an impressive rookie campaign so far with 2 touchdowns in the game, scores the game-winning touchdown, and Joe Flacco, heck of a ball game. Got to give it to him there. And then we're going to get to our number 1 game in just a minute. And I think all of y'all know, obviously, what that top game is. And I'm just going to. Ian said, Raiders-Cardinals game was crazy. Raiders game was good. Tice Tour says, always speaking the truth. Someone said, we better beat the Raiders next week. Landon says, Raiders game scares me, though. Raiders will be coming into Nashville desperate for a win. They are 0-2. So that much is a fact. But we all know the crazy number one game of the day, Dolphins Ravens. And it is no other answer to that question. I mean, Raven fans, how in the world did you let this happen? How did you let this happen? The Ravens were flat out destroying the Miami Dolphins early on. I mean, the Miami Dolphins had absolutely zero chance in this game. We're down 28-7 at the half. Lamar Jackson, I believe, threw 2 touchdown passes. I believe he had 3. I'm going to actually pull that up because I had it. But Lamar Jackson was on fire early on. I mean, he was showing the world, look, I should have got paid. Should have got my money. He was hot early. And it looked, he threw three first half touchdowns. He hit Bateman for one, he hit Andrews for another, and then DeMarcus Robinson. Had 3 first half touchdowns. And then they had a kickoff return for a touchdown to open the game. And of course, the Packers just scored. Aaron Jones running it in for a touchdown. So 16-7 Green Bay with the extra point pending with 4:36 to go in the second. But everything was on cruise control for the Ravens early on. And I guess they thought game was over. No need to play hard in the second half. Game's over. We're cruising to a victory. Obviously, the Miami Dolphins didn't get that memo. They didn't get that email that they were supposed to just lay down and lose. Because out of nowhere, here come the Miami Dolphins. Tua in the first half only had 1 touchdown pass to Jalen Waddle. He comes back in the second half with not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, but 5 second half touchdowns. They scored 4 touchdowns in the fourth quarter to come out of nowhere. They were down 28-7 at the half. Were at one point down 35-14 in the fourth quarter. 35-14 going into the fourth. Up 3 scores. And the Raven defense completely collapsed. This was a gigantic collapse by the Baltimore Ravens. You're up by 3 scores in the fourth quarter, and you give up 4 fourth quarter touchdowns. Just like that. And then it was tied at 30. I mean, out of nowhere, I'm thinking game's over too. I see 35-14. I'm like, okay, the Ravens got this one locked up. Next thing I know, I look on my phone. It says 35 all. I'm like, where the hell did the Dolphins come from? And Dolphins came all the way back. Ravens took the lead by 3. I'm thinking, okay, Ravens defense will lock it up. Tua gets another touchdown pass with less than 14 seconds to go to Jalen Waddle to win the game. An unbelievable performance by the Miami Dolphins and an absolute cataclysmic collapse by the Baltimore Ravens in this game. I don't know how the Ravens come back from this one. I mean, they're 1-1, so they're 1-1, but it's a bad loss for the Ravens. I mean, a horrible loss for the Baltimore Ravens. And maybe, I don't know what they were doing. I don't know what was going on with them. I guess they were looking ahead to the matchup with New England next week. I don't know what they were thinking, but they completely blew this game. I mean, we saw some real collapses. Collapsed by the Browns, which was not as bad as this one. The Rams nearly collapsed. Nearly. And, and then, I'm going to talk about another team in just a second that just looked awful in every possible sense of the word. So let's see. Titan Fox says, epic comeback. The cheetah and the penguin. That is basically it. And then you got two of the fish. You got two of the fish. You got the fish and Tua. You got the cheetah and Tyreek Hill. You got the penguin and Waddle. Major points. Titan Fox says Lamar also said Lamar was fired. He was going to have a fantastic year. Gets what he wants for that contract, even if it's not from the Ravens. Of course, LaShawn is saying Roll Tide. So I know a lot of people are happy that the Ravens lost and everything. So Ryan Harris, what up, Truth? Ms. Mims, how you doing? I know you didn't really watch many of the games. And I got to give a shout out to the Jaguars. Shutting out the Colts at home. 8 straight home wins for the Jags over the Indianapolis Colts. That is truly a house of horrors for the Indianapolis Colts, which will make tomorrow night's game for the Titans even more important because they can get a win, they get on the right side, and can keep the Colts back. Jags are at 1-1. The Texans are 0-1-1. But I got to give it to the Texans. I think the Texans are going to be better than people think, better than what I think, because, they come back to tie with Indy. And, they played in Denver. I'm thinking Denver was going to really take care of business, which they did. But the Texans hung in there. The Texans hung in there in Mile High. And, so I got to give it to the Texans. I mean, I don't think this is going to be as crappy of a division as people think. But the Titans have an opportunity here to kind of get themselves right. And I think even if we do lose to the Bills tomorrow night and fall to 0-2, all is not lost. Because really nobody else in the division is doing much either. The Colts are 0-1-1. Texans are 0-1-1. Jags are 1-1. Now I think we need to be 1-1 with them. So that's going to be something that's going to be very important. Again, make sure y'all smash the like button if you haven't already. And also hit that subscribe button as well. Truth League Report going on. And so now we're going to get ready to get into my top 5 ballers from this week's games. And once again, I also have to mention the Washington Commanders. Once again, Detroit just does something well with the spread. Whether you're against the spread or whether they are underdogs or favorites, they find a way to cover. Detroit just always seems to mess everybody up. When you think they're going to not cover, they do. When you think they're going to lose, they win. I'm like, Detroit is just the one team I can't seem to figure out. And that is a trip. Sean said, we're not losing against the Bills. We're going to find out. We are definitely going to find out. So those were my top 5 games from this week's games. And now I got to go into my top 5 ballers from today. And we're going to start at number 5 with Mac Jones. Probably not the craziest numbers, but 21 of 35, 252 yards. He had a touchdown pass, threw an interception. But what I liked with Mac Jones, he was just cool, calm, and collected and just played the game. It was a dogfight in Pittsburgh, and they found a way to get the job done. As much as I can't stand the Patriots, I got to give Mac Jones some credit. So I definitely thought he was extremely impressive. Number 4, and I usually hate, just feeding Dallas Cowboy fans, but I'm going to go ahead and feed Cowboy Nation as much as I don't want to. I have to unfortunately feed and stroke the ego that is the Dallas Cowboys fan base. Micah Parsons had 2 big sacks. And out of nowhere, a guy by the name of Noah Brown, who had a lot of big plays for the Cowboys, not 5 catches, 91 yards, a big touchdown catch, helping Cooper Rush stay undefeated as a starter. So I was actually very impressed. I did not think the Cowboys were going to do it. And, we all kept wondering, who the heck are they going to throw to? Michael Gallup still hurt. All you got was CeeDee Lamb. Not anymore. You got a guy who's probably going to be on the waiver wire, Noah Brown, who nobody probably heard of. He's going to probably be on the waiver wire, so people are going to try to pick him up for next week. So that's something. But very impressive. And Micah Parsons continues to impress. He was on the list last week. I think he's going to end up being a regular as one of my top ballers. Titan Fox says Noah is the new Amari Cooper, at least this week. We'll definitely find out. Texas made the Broncos look terrible, but after the offseason moves, people thought all of the AFC was going to be so badass. That firecracker is fizzling. I mean, the AFC West is going to be very, very interesting. I mean, you got the Chiefs. They're 2-0. You got the Chargers at 1-1. The Broncos at 1-1. And now the Raiders at 0-2. So, yeah, the Raiders are probably going to come in here yesterday and be next week very desperate. And desperate teams can be very dangerous teams. And you have to be careful of that. Number 3, Cooper Kupp. And that's another thing. The Bengals, the defending AFC champions, 0-2 on the year. 0-2. Interesting. But number 2, Cooper Kupp, another regular on this list, continues to shine. 11 catches, 108 yards, 2 touchdowns, helping the Rams hold off the Atlanta Falcons 17-7. By the way, for the Green Bay Packers right now, right before halftime. I'm just putting in a little bit of breaking news, and we're going to talk about that in just a bit. But Cooper Kupp is a regular on this list. Number 2, I got to give it to Joe Flacco. Old man Joe Cool. I mean, I did not expect the performance that he put on. I know Garrett Wilson had 107 yards, had 2 touchdown passes, and 2 touchdown catches, including the game winner. But old man Joe, 26 of 44, 307 yards, 4 touchdown passes, including the 2 in the final minute and 50 seconds to win the game for the Jets, to come back from 14 points down with under 2 minutes to go to win. I mean, incredible by Joe Flacco. And so I was not expecting that type of performance from Joe Flacco. Extremely impressive. And of course, at number one, and there's a collection here, I couldn't just go with one. I had to go with three. And that is the Dolphins offense. Tua, a personal record-setting day for him. 36 of 50, 469 yards, 6 touchdown passes. 6 for Tua Tagovailoa. 2 went to Tyreek Hill, who had 11 catches, 190 yards, 2 touchdowns. Jalen Waddle says, and that's from the Cheetah. The Penguin, Jalen Waddle says, hey, I could do just as good. He also had 11 catches, 171, and 2 touchdowns, including the game winner. Todd Downing, pay attention. This is where you go get your best guys the ball. Tua went to those 2 guys, and that was it. Didn't need to go to anybody else. I want to say, and I'm going back, looking at that box score. I'm trying to see the targets. Look at this. Tyreek Hill, 11 catches on 13 targets. Jalen Waddle, 11 catches on 19 targets. Nobody else got more than 4 targets the rest of the game. That is 31 targets. 32 targets between 2 guys. 32 targets between 2 guys. 32 targets, 22 catches. Between those 2 alone. That's going, go to my main horses. Forget trying to spread the ball and trying to make everybody else happy. Go get it to your main guys. And the Packers just scored again, 24-7, Green Bay up on Chicago. Get it to your main guys. And that's exactly what Tua's done. He got 2 speed demons on the outside. He knows to get the ball to them. I wish Todd Downing knew how to do that. Miami head coach, who I believe is calling the plays, knows, hey, go get it to Waddle or Tyreek Hill. They'll do it for you. So maybe Todd Downing will get it right. But I have very high doubts about that. But those are my top ballers of this week. And it is, what a crazy day of football. I mean, betting-wise, I had a great day college football. College football, I won every single bet that I had. I had Penn State beating Auburn, -2.5. They did that. I had Tennessee covering 47.5 points against Akron. They did that. Had USC covering -11.5 against Fresno State. Did that. I had Tennessee and Alabama leading by 2 touchdowns after 1. Did that. All of my bets went right in college ball. None of my bets went right in the NFL, which is crazy. So, I mean, out of the money that I won, I only gave back half. I mean, I won, close to $100. I still profited $50, so I'm good. So I'm perfectly fine with that. But what a wild day of football. And we still have the second half of the Packers-Bears game, but it looks like the Bears are just in deep, getting blown out at Lambeau Field. And you knew the Packers were going to come in really upset after getting embarrassed by Minnesota. And so now we got tomorrow night's games. You got, as you see across the screen, you got Minnesota at Philly. They'll be the late game. They will be the late game. And then the early game is Titans Bills, which I will be on. I'm going to be on at about 5:30. I'm going to preview this game, a little bit of pregame, give my final thoughts of this game before kickoff. So we're definitely going to get it together. And, you know, my picks I thought were pretty good, but it's the spread thing that got me. So, you know, I kind of wish I try to sometimes have a small bet where I'm like, you know what? I bet on every game for like $1, and then I bet on, another team. I maybe bet on a few other teams, the rest, for a couple of dollars too. So, not really going crazy money-wise, because you don't want to go for broke betting. And usually what I've learned is that parlays can get you in trouble. Parlays can get you hurt. So, that's what you have to be careful of. So, like I had a couple of players throwing interceptions. Marcus threw an interception. Geno threw an interception, but Flacco and Davis Mills did not. So all of our bets lost. The Bengals cost me 1, and then the Rams did not cover themselves. They won by 6, had them by 7. Luckily, I did cash out of 1 bet. So, yeah, a lot of my bets didn't go the way I wanted. So, definitely wasn't a great day for me betting-wise in the NFL. But, hey, it is okay. I see a lot of people saying, fire Todd Downing. We'll definitely have to see about that. I mean, the spread can trick you. The spread can definitely trick you. And that is something that I am learning. That is definitely something that I'm learning. But tomorrow night, again, we're going to come and talk about the Titans Bills game. And the breaking news that I did have, some bad news for some really bad news for the San Francisco 49ers, even though they still won. Trey Lance goes down, fractures his ankle, will require season-ending surgery. He is done for the year. So, they were trying to see if they can hand the reins over to him. He's out for the year, and I'm pretty sure Jimmy G is like, he's probably praising the gods, like, even though I don't think anybody wants any harm to come to anybody or anybody getting hurt. Anybody getting seriously hurt, but I'm pretty sure Jimmy G is like, thank God I get another opportunity now. Hate that this kid got hurt, but now I get my chance to prove my worth. And, he gets his chance. So we're definitely going to find out about that. Colts are a huge loser yet again. I mean, just embarrassing what's going on with them, losing to the Jaguars 8 straight times. And yep, I'm with you on that. 49ers are probably thanking their stars that they didn't trade Jimmy G away. I agree. Power Hour and to Mr. Bishop, aka Power Hour, I was supposed to be on his show tonight. Before I did this tonight, I had to again take care of some family business. Power Hour again I want to professionally apologize to you on that. I will definitely be ready to go next Monday night with you to definitely talk some football, hopefully after a win. So, again, accept my sincerest apologies. Don't like being unprofessional. That is something I am not keen to doing. I don't like being unprofessional. I try to be as professional as possible in every aspect. So forgive me for that. But everybody, I think that's going to just about do it for me here on the Truth League Report Week 2 recap. Again, you got my top 5 games. We're going to come back about 5:30 tomorrow evening. We're going to get ready. We're going to preview again once more Titans, Bills. I will be live from a Mexican restaurant called El Toro Loco with the Titans Fan Club of Memphis tomorrow night as we get ready to rumble in Orchard Park. And we're going to try to go up there and get a win. Again, I didn't really have a good feeling about this game. Y'all know how I felt about that. And I'm hoping that I am wrong. So again, I want to thank everybody for tuning in to the show. Super chats, of course, are appreciated. If you want to send me a super chat, that definitely helps me, helps the channel, and helps make sure I provide better quality of show for each and every one of you. And that's what I want to continue to strive to do. And we're going to definitely keep things going and make everything well. And Power Hour, I appreciate that again. Thank you so much. And everybody, glad the Colts lost. So, glad the Colts lost. Even though the Texans improved, glad they lost too. So, definitely we go get a win. We can take first place in the division. And so sad for Marcus Mariota, though. Marcus goes in, throws 2 picks. They're 0-2. At some point, Desmond Ritter's probably going to get the call. So, everybody, thank y'all for tuning in to the Truth League Report. I appreciate everybody. Again, smash that like button if you haven't. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Also, everything will be on the podcast networks as well. Any episodes I haven't downloaded, I will get those downloaded. Definitely be on by tomorrow, without a doubt. And I will be talking to y'all tomorrow night from El Toro Loco as the Titans get ready to tangle with the Buffalo Bills. Good night, everybody.